Yeah, and I
I
mean,
just don't know
and
if I agree
look,
with the
Ham.
school
Case in
being the
point.
place for it anymore. Hap is my thing.
No, I'm saying Beans. Case in point. Matter of fact, I think Fantastic actually did a show about this. Remember Fantastic in Georgia? It was a day where like 50 black fathers came to a school building that was off the hook. Them 50 fathers came in there and they didn't have no issues for that whole day. I'm not saying that that's got to happen every day, but I'm just saying that's the power that
That
we
happened.
have
That
when
happened
we
in
decide
Shreveport,
to go
Louisiana.
inside these school buildings.
That
But
was in
because it's
Shreveport,
nothing but
Yeah, it was
me and the
Louisiana.
gym teacher and a janitor, I mean,
yeah,
it is.
but see,
How you?
I'm chilling, man. I feel good. But
Man, out, man.
I wanted
brown
to
ass nigga.
I wanted to introduce something different to the conversation.
What's
So as an educator, myself, I know people give me hell because I talk the way I talk, but at the end of the day, when I go in the building, Hank, it's me, the gym teacher, and the janitor. Them literally the only three males in the whole building, Hank, in a lot of the schools I've been in.
Absolutely.
And what I feel like we're doing when we talk about young people is oftentimes we always trying to have young kids
Mm-hmm.
believe in something that they not able to see. If I'm in a classroom
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see like what a representation of education look like,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for me in my community to see like, oh, it's possible for me to be X, Y, and Z smart or this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't wake up and I don't go to school and see men as educators. I see the janitor, I see the gym teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas black women, they get to see a black educator. They get to see representation of what they can be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think oftentimes we gotta also, I challenge dudes a lot, especially with what's going on in the DC. I be trying to get dudes to go into education because it's needed. I tell people all the time. Like I remember my first time I started, I told my class, this might be the last time you get a black man as an educator, and it ended up being true for a lot of them. So I think we should also approach it from men should go into education as a way of trying to combat this because kids need to see what educated black men look like.
I used to think that too, but I don't know if I agree no more.
Yeah, no, but I think Quan, I think that's a good point, man. The influence of men around those young boys, teaching them. Hopefully, they can perpetuate the positive that they should be getting from home, which I think is probably one of this fantastic overarching points. Like what's happening at home needs to be fortified at the school, not the other way around.
Yeah, and I
I
mean,
just don't know if
and
I agree
look,
with the
Ham.
school
Case in
being the
point.
place for it anymore. Hap is my thing.
No, I'm saying Beans. Case in point. Matter of fact, I think Fantastic actually did a show about this. Remember Fantastic in Georgia? It was a day where like 50 black fathers came to a school building that was off the hook. Them 50 fathers came in there and they didn't have no issues for that whole day. I'm not saying that that's got to happen every day, but I'm just saying that's the power that
That
we
happened.
have
That
when
happened
we
in
decide
Shreveport,
to go
Louisiana.
inside these school buildings.
That
But
was in
because it's
Shreveport,
nothing but
Yeah, it was
me and the
Louisiana.
gym teacher and a janitor, I mean,
Yeah,
it is.
but see, but that's what I'm saying. If I have a spot right where I can have the kids, because I think one of the problems that they got these kids in school all goddamn day. But if I can have it my way, it'll be like I would have I don't know which one should come first. Maybe the energy source part should come first. So I'm sending my kid to the Sean Antonio, Mr. Fantastic School for Boys, and they going over there and they getting the energy part. They getting the, you know, the workout, the facility, the eat right, the nutrition, the military science. They getting all of this masculine male shit. They learning about cars and engineering and all this other shit. And then I can send them somewhere where it's to the public school where there's a bunch of women that can give whatever the women give. You see what I'm saying? But I just don't think, honestly, bro, you know what you don't hear? You don't hear people talk about women and in the field of teaching in that same vein as they talk about nurses and all of that other stuff, right? Because they are working with a bunch of women. And I think that limits, and I know people might be like, well, why does this matter, bro? Because it fucking matters. Men and women working together is problematic, bro. It just is. One thing I respect about the Muslims, they don't even pray together. Okay, get that ass, take your ass over there. I'm gonna go over here because right now this ain't the time for me to be looking up your skirt. It's the time for me to be focused on my connection with God. So I'm just saying, I just don't know if the public school is the place where we need to try to start pushing men into it. Create some other facilities that can be male oriented, right? Get them kids from just sitting out of chairs all goddamn day for 8 hours and put them in some facilities where they actually get to move and learn most motor skills.
Yeah, that's Montessori supposed to have that, right?
I said, the gross motor skills.
Yeah, Montessori's supposed to be like that.
I agree. I would just say you need the manpower first to do any of those things. And what I'm telling you is even if we do what you asking, if it's just me, the janitor, and the gym teacher, there's nothing that could be done. There's no manpower.
Yeah.
I just solved that for you though. That's what I'm saying. Y'all just don't like it because it's coming from me.
I came up here to agree with Beans on this.
Just real quick.
No, but look, man, I think Beans really hit the nail on the head. A lot of dudes, like Quan was saying, are always saying men need to get back into the school. Y'all know we don't. Tear that shit apart. Like, and it starts on many tiers. Like, people are railing against dismantling the Department of Education. That's exactly what needs to happen. Because men need to take control of how boys learn. You got boys sitting down for 8 hours a day. We got adrenaline. You know what I mean? Boys, you could teach math outside. Run over there, get me 5 stones. Get 10.
3.7 weighted, 3.4 unweighted.
Wait. Hold on, bro.
3.7 weighted, 3.4 unweighted. Leave me alone.
Hold on. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this men get back into school stuff is tired. One of the things that need to die first, I think Fantastic was kind of alluded to this, the equality narrative has to die. Stop trying to create the same outcomes for girls as you do for boys, and then we'll have a better system that works, right? So it's like, if you try to do these equal narratives and all that, we all learn from the same pot. No, you need to understand biologically, boys and girls are different. They need to be learning differently, and we need to accept and champion that fact. That's how we allowed, I have to mention them, women to take over our school system. It should have never happened that way. They are going to champion things that unfortunately put boys, it doesn't speak to their natural proclivities. Boys are supposed to play to the point of exhaustion every single day. That's the way they learn.
Coach Bird, come up. I'm gonna hop back in later.
So no, like to Quan's point, we never gonna disagree, but like being said, boys need to be in their own school. It needs to be boys' school. Yeah. Now, Quan's point though, he wasn't pushing back at what Bean saying. He was just strictly saying manpower itself is nominal. So it's just not enough men, or speculatively not enough men to teach at these schools.
Nah, that's actual. It's 2% of all educators are black men.
Yeah, and my bad. I didn't even articulate my point. I meant to say that there's a reason for that. The way men teach, the model in which men teach is not championed in the school. You'll basically get in trouble for being a man and taking a masculine approach. Y'all know Chaotic. Like, it was a panel he had a long time ago. Shut up, Sean. You know.
He called them monkeys. Nobody want to hear that.
Somebody echo.
Let's read. No, but he said that they got in trouble in the school for telling the boy to pull his pants up, look him in the eye when he shook his hand, stuff like that. He got in trouble. Don't believe him. Don't believe him.
Right?
Don't believe him.
Ooh.
Chaotic. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
No, what I'm look, take out.
No. You stay right there.
Chaotic didn't say it. I'm saying on his panel.
I don't give a damn who said it. They're lying.
That's a minstrel show. That ain't a panel.
That don't even make sense.
No, but all right, hold on. Chew the meat, spill out the bone, whatever.
Fool, no, but this is the thing, right? You're not getting in trouble for pull your pants up.
No, dog. Listen, walk with me on this. We do not have our methods championed in the school system. We
Why
are considered
saying
toxic.
that?
You saying what?
Why are you saying that?
The way that we want to teach and separate the boys are boys, girls are girls, that type of thing, it's not championed in the school system.
But that's a different premise. Last thing, Sean, you can jump right in. That we don't even have enough men to know, right? There's not a good enough sample size to just make that. To make that claim.
That's what I'm saying. Men have a targeted effort to stay out of the school system for that reason. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, look, I was a teacher too. It's in most deans at schools are males. So in terms of the disciplinary things, that's there's a man in place for the disciplinary actions and things like that.
What do they call Sean? What do they call the
dean of students?
They don't call him scared, but the dean of students usually a guy. And then, but it's the security officers. What do they call? I forget what they call.
Those are resource.
Resource. That's what the resource.
Yeah.
So they literally have men in place for discipline. You know what I'm saying? And those things. Not that. And I wasn't saying it to be like rude, but it's just not. It's just not true. But you just don't have enough men to make the impact that we need.
Right. Yeah, so what you're saying, Mike, what you're saying is counterintuitive, Mike. We need more of us. Like if I support what you're saying, I say we need more. We need us right here. We need more of us.
But you guys
he's saying separated.
I was like, you guys are stepping on the point that I have the sample size to make. A lot of educators are alphas. These are the discussions alphas are having. I cannot make it in the school system because I'm getting reprimanded for doing traditionally male shit.
You can't say they alphas in front of a Q, man. Now he gonna say this why we pussy.
See, that's why I knew it smelled like a library in this motherfucker.
Can't do that, bro.
Here's what the brothers.
Y'all are intentionally not listening to what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying, Mike. Hold on a second, please. This is what the men actually do fear. Right, it started to happen around COVID, and then that Me Too stuff and all that. The allegations that can be alleged against men in terms of like sexual crime and things of that nature in those schools, that's the biggest deterrent for men. But not disciplining the boys about pulling their pants up and look me in the eyes and shake my hand. That's regular stuff. But they're afraid of what them little girls. That's the part that I hear a lot of male teachers talk about.
Yeah, so I think all of that is right. That's just so we don't get lost in the sauce. I think all the points that y'all making exactly right. I think Trigger Mike might have used some rhetoric that was on another channel that may have been hyperbolic. But I think his overall point is just that if men want to be able to be men, right? They don't want to be stifled from what they know is just and right in the moment. And that will happen. My mom went through that in school. They couldn't do certain things. They couldn't use certain textbooks. You can't bring in your own textbooks and show different stuff. You have to follow the curriculum that they give you, right? And you could see something wrong with that. You could, but you can't do anything about it, right? So to that point, but then there's another component too that we haven't discussed yet, happen. That's the money side of it, right? And the fact that teachers don't seem to make a whole bunch of money, particularly
because y'all won't let me speak.
College, or if they don't have those degrees in the shit my mama got, the
certifications and all that.
You talking about
the one for the kids, the not so there kids.
Special education.
Yeah, so if you don't have a special education degree or you're not teaching college, you're probably not making a lot of money, particularly in the first few years, right? So that's also another component. You know what I'm saying? But I think Trigger Mike was saying that he was agreeing with my premise. He's not saying don't have more men. He was just saying we still need to separate it though. Boys and men need to be able to go do their thing, uninterrupted by females or female rhetoric or feminists or politics or any of that other bullshit. Men need to be able to take boys and go and help them become men in the way they need to be facilitated to be men.
I've seen a level of that. I've seen a level of that for sure. We had a female trainer